Hi everybody, my name is Cassandra Williams from Educational Innovation. So today we're going to talk about this article that I just read. It's from the Institute for Advanced Study. It's really talking about beauty and truth, and I really was able to find out how we can best use it in the K-12 sector. So to look a little more at the research, it goes into three phases. Phase one is really understanding ourselves and how we embrace favorable evaluations of ourselves, and we kind of avoid the unfavorable ones. Phase two is we compare ourself with what people are saying to our actual self. And then phase three is just thinking about who we ought to be. Can we identify who we might be? And according to our objectives, what's an accurate interpretation of oneself? Okay. And really diving into this. So William Swan and Daniel Schroeder really did a good job on the research. And so really looking at how it serves our K-12 students. So let's start by looking at this image. So I want to tell you the purpose. So what kind of thinking does this routine encourage? So pretty much it really fosters student critical thinking. When we're looking at images, stories, and thinking of the news and what it reveals, the real nuances and complexities of certain issues or concepts and pretty much how it is represented. Two, think about how do we apply it and where do we apply it and where do we use it? Pretty much you can use it anywhere. It aims to slow down student thinking. It allows them to reflect on ways in literature, journalism, for example, and it tells us how beauty is a way to engage, or it may motivate us to learn more about an issue, thinking of inquiry learning, learn more about the truth. And last but not least, launch. What are some tips that we can use for this routine? Well, it invites you to take a broad step and deep dive into conversation about an image or story, and it allows individual students to share about themselves and the beauty and the truth in themselves. When focusing on different images, it really allows for misconceptions, misinterpretations, and sometimes beauty and truth can be introverted. So really, as a teacher, critically listening to student conversation and being able to support them in their evaluations of a scene or event or a news story. Now, how I start this out, this is a great way to bring in current trends, current technology, or current people. So I brought in Rihanna, right? Rihanna is the current trend now. She's trending in news, Twitter, and everything. So let's talk about this routine for exploring this concept. So beauty and truth, right? And I asked these four questions. And in order for students to really fully have this discussion, I do a Think Inc. pair share. So it's thinking about the concept and these questions, writing it down, and having students pair share for more depth to their conversations, and then bringing it to the whole table. So to quickly look at this, so let's talk about what's the beauty in this image. So pregnancy is beautiful, right? She's glowing. She found love. You know, her means to express herself due to their financial stability. They can express themselves through the clothing and the makeup that they're wearing. Can you find the truth? The truth is facts, right? No cap. She's pregnant. She's always under a microscope because the media is always portraying her. She's always in the news. Three, how do you reveal? How might beauty reveal the truth? Well, pretty much finding their love through kids, finding maybe ways to date with their new child coming up, and just thinking about walking and working through parenting and what does that look like for them and our family. And last but not least is how might beauty conceal truth? So sometimes we think of, makeup being a cover of what's really there, or clothes might cover truth or body parts that we are unwilling to show or share. Money sometimes can conceal strains maybe on their relationship or strains on a person. Sometimes money can conceal that as cover up. So that is pretty much beauty and truth in a nutshell. You can also bring it to political topics. So this is kind of a see, think, wonder. You can do a see, think, wonder on this, but you can always think about conversations that are maybe thorny. So it could be maybe mask mandates or the K-12 curriculum book ban, or even just now thinking of San Francisco, how the school board voted to remove the names of President Lincoln and Washington from the school district because of their roles in slavery and racism. Okay, so thinking of these ideas can always get students really engaged in conversation. So find the beauty in this image. The beauty is parent involvement, which is great. Communities um, activating school communities and the board. That's a plus. Can you find truth in this image? So we know parents get a voice and decisions are made locally. How might beauty reveal truth? So sometimes when it comes to emotions, um, they're there, right? Emotions come out here, and sometimes there's heavy debates. And then how might beauty conceal the truth? So sometimes some reform advocates for political agendas come from the adults rather than focus on the mix of students that they serve, right? So here's just a quick way that you can really bring in educational topics and imagery to really support student discussion. Last but not least, after doing imagery, maybe some controversial topics, I like to go into literature, but not only literature as text, but maybe poetry, something short, small that they can read, and we can really dive deep. Then we can get into more complex literature. But pretty much, can you find the beauty in this image? So the beauty is in the title, right? It's oxymoronic, saying that, these things make me happy, um, and even beautiful lies, right? Things make me happy, but the words are masked by deception, right? Number two, can you find the truth in this image? So the truth is clearly he's been lied before by loving this woman. He's allowed her to work through her frustrations. Maybe he has trust issues. Okay. And the third question, how might beauty reveal the truth? Maybe it's just not the right time for them to be together. Okay. And four, how might beauty conceal the truth? Well, if she continues to come back and his heart continues to be broken, the cycle continues, right? So really having students dive into this concept and even think about their self and some things that they do or some feelings that they might have, this conversation can get really deep and students will love this discussion. I hope this has helped because beauty and truth is very important. Project Zero and Harvard. And you can really go deep, especially the polar bear, right? This polar bear conversation, really going deep and finding the beauty in white polar bears. But then the truth is, climate change and, garbage and trash and finding food. And then, how might beauty reveal the truth? All of these discussions can come through images starting with pop and social media, something that's in pop and media, then moving from images, then you can move to controversial topics, then you can dive into text with his poetry, and then last but not least, dive into bigger literature. I hope those tips help. Talk to you later.